more sophisticated we've grown to be as a human species, we have a tendency to blame our parents for our issues. When we were less sophisticated, we blamed the devil. When people started going to college, then the parents became the new devil. You know, I wasn't raised properly. I'm a product of parents who were divorced. My dad was emotionally distant. My mom was working. You know, there's all manner of scenarios that provide a context for blaming the parent. And so often what I have individuals do is look at mother, father, whoever they're blaming, whoever the culprit is today, and ask the question, what gift and what quality do you have in your life right now that can be attributed to your mother or your father being a certain way? And when they start to do a little self-reflection, they discover they've developed certain qualities, a level of independence, a level of follow-through, a level of compassion, honesty, whatever the quality is, as a direct result of the parents being deficient, what appears to be deficient in a certain area. Oftentimes the child grows in a quality that may not have bloomed if the parent had been a perfect parent.
Many people tend to, I find, sometimes blame the house that they were brought up in, the mother, the father, you know, their childhood. Oh, my mother was this way, and it made me this way, and blah, blah, blah. I say, well, you know, that's a great story. We all have stories. I say, but you know, when time comes and you pass to the world of the spirit, you're going to see that all those people that you took their name in vain. And you're also going to stand there, and your mother's not going to be standing there with you doing your life review. You're going to be responsible for your own thoughts, your own energy, what you gave out to the world, the words that you used. Your mother's not going to be there. She might have influenced certain situations, but you as a soul, you're responsible yourself for how you decide the choices you made in your life.
Well, since my mother did abandon me, and they were the ones, my grandparents were the ones that took me over, I definitely have had an abandonment issue my entire life. They've been helping me work through it, but that has somewhat guided how I am now personality-wise. I get very attached to things. I get attached to people, have an addictive personality when it comes to things like that.
My mother reacted the way she did because of the way she had been raised and some of the losses that she had suffered. And I think she was pretty immature as a woman, as a 28-year-old woman when I was born. And although old enough to have children, she really wasn't quite ready. And she tried over the years and got much better at it. But at that time, she mishandled, at least for me, quite a few things.
The way that my parents treated me as a kid has definitely treated me to become very active and kind of a perfectionist. The way that they raised me to be very involved in everything has definitely made me feel dissatisfied when I'm not super involved in life, and feel very satisfied when I am doing a lot of different things. So it's definitely influenced who I am as a person, the way that they were involved, and I think in a good way overall, because I'm pretty happy with the person that I am today, and I'm pretty happy with the way that they involved themselves in my life. It wasn't perfect, but you know, it was as close as it could be, all things considered.
There's definitely some things that, you know, nothing is perfect, and I think a lot of the things that I experienced growing up, you know, we didn't have a lot of money. I knew it. It caused a lot of anxiety for me when I was younger, but the flip side of that is I know how to handle that stress now.
The thing I would do differently with my kids than my parents, well, at least with my mom, she's really good at taking something really fun, and I can see myself doing this already, like as I'm getting older. She takes things that are supposed to be really fun and gets really stressed out about them and puts too much thought into them. Like Christmas is just a problem. So I definitely want to be more laid back. My dad doesn't care, probably because my mom does everything, but and I would just like to have more get-togethers for no reason, instead of like, oh, it's someone's birthday or something. I just like the idea of just hanging out, and I feel like my family, we're all really close, but we kind of need an excuse to get together because things turn into a stress for no reason. So that's the one thing I would change. But hopefully, I don't know if I can because I'm already stressing out.
I mean, we had a lot of negativity. We always turned it into positivity because that's what my mother is all about, is positivity. And there's so many. It was like, triumph over tragedy, time and time again.
We had a perfect childhood, and that was how it was. And actually today, my mom and dad got divorced. So it's funny that you're asking me these questions.
I would have loved it if they had taken decision for me, but at times it just got overlooked. They had too much confidence in me that made me a bit more stubborn as I grew up. So now it is very difficult to listen to someone else, to take advice from someone else. I might ask others, should I do, should I not, but I would never listen to anyone. So at times it's not a good thing, Yeah.
Most people love their children, but they're apt to slip into old patterns of the way they were parented. And it's what's in their programming, and they could learn another way if they cleared up themselves more of their fears and guilts and repressed feelings.
Out of sync and out of touch, and maybe even